one of the critical capabilities of Montage is its ability to establish baselines and performance targets at any area or any level within your organization. Montage can do that as we have an inbuilt target setting toolkit that allows for both single and multiple linear regression. The first step for establishing either a baseline or a target in Montage is to go and identify the area of the plant that I am interested in establishing the baseline for. Previously, we identified that we had an issue in our bottling lines. Bottling line 1 identified to us that it was a problem due to meter readings. In this case, let's see how we are performing on line 2. Montage has automatically identified for me the utilities that I'm using on that line, and also the fact that it is consumption and weekly data that is set. Again, these can be changed. The period of time that I would like to select for my sample, in this case, let's use a 12-month period, or for you it could be a period of time where you understand the performance of that plant to be stable. By selecting my Get Observation Data, the information for line 2, electricity consumption on a weekly basis, will all be available for me within my table. Secondly, I need to identify what is my influencing variable, or in this case, what is my production level, as that is likely to be my biggest influencer on that line. I can do that within my variables folder, and you will notice that I have both climatic data as well as production data in this particular demonstration. So I am interested in selecting the production volume that I have in bottled beer for line 2. By adding that influencer to the equation, what Montage has now done for me is by pressing on the little plus alongside my scatter graphs, it will show you the performance of my electricity against production for that period. Each one of my points on the scatter plot is showing me the corresponding week, the level of consumption, and also the level of production. This visually gives me an indication of the level of control, and statistically the R² value will support that. I can also take a look at the raw data for both the observation information, which is my consumption, as well as my production information. And for any of these points, if I believe them to be unrealistic, I can select them from the graph and they will then be eliminated from the equation, thus improving, in this example, the R² value for my scatter plot. As a user, you can go through that process to the point where you are happy that the sample that you have chosen is realistic before you run your regression. Montage will show me here that it has completed the regression, and it is giving me an indicator that although this is acceptable, with it being an amber flag, it's not a perfect correlation, which would be indicated by a green flag. And to support that, you will notice that Montage here is providing me a lot of statistical information about the regression that I have just performed. Key information such as what is the intercept coefficient, or in this case what is the base load for the analysis I performed, and also what is my variable load, or as this example is showing me, what is the level of kilowatts it takes me to produce one bottle of beer on line 2. Once I'm happy with the analysis, I could establish that equation to be my baseline, and again perform that by selecting a particular date. in which I would like that baseline to be established as one of my reporting parameters.